got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the funniest, best written, and well-executed comedy sketches ever made. To be clear, we'll be focusing more on simpler sketches rather than more lengthy, bombastic, or high production value scenes.
In a few moments, he will have written the funniest joke in the world, and as a consequence, he will die laughing.
Number 10, Fire Marshal Bill in Living Color. Okay, we're bending our own rules here, since this Jim Carrey character appears across multiple sketches, but most of them play out in essentially the same way.
Nice to meet you, folks! Fire Marshal Bill here!
Fire Marshal Bill will arrive wherever the sketch takes place. At first, he'll point out some elementary safety hazards in a seemingly helpful way, but then, Bill will immediately make things worse than necessary by starting a fire and otherwise injuring himself.
Here's another all-too-common danger in the classroom. The movie projector. Sure, looks like fun, but it can be very, very deadly.
And things usually conclude with Bill getting blown up. Fire Marshal Bill is Jim Carrey in his prime, performing outlandish physical comedy with a rictus grin. What's not to love?
I'm yours. Would you pull my finger? No! Okay. Now, a scene from Backdraft.
Number 9, Hot Dog Car. I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. Accidents happen, but what happens after a hot dog car drives into a men's clothing store is basically a train wreck.
Yeah, come on. Whoever did this, just get fast. We promise we won't be mad.
What?
The driver, played by Tim Robinson, makes it pretty clear it was him by wearing a hot dog costume. After he discovers he won't be getting spanked for his transgression and that he can't pass the blame on to poor Donald, the driver immediately switches tact.
Perfect. We've been sitting here talking all day, and you all never bothered to learn my name. We're so buried in our phones. Instead of giving someone a real smile, we send an emoji.
He instead decides to distract everyone with a lengthy monologue about porn sites while casually stealing shirts. Shockingly, nobody's fooled. Frankly, the absurdity of the sketch and Wiener Man's commitment to the bit makes it as perfect as that ridiculous car, whoever it belongs to.
I guess if nobody wants this car, I'll take it.
Let's get him.
Number 8, The Audition, Mr. Show with Bob and David. This sketch sees Denny, an actor played by David Cross, audition for a sitcom.
I'm Denny Woodkin, and the monologue that I'll be performing now is from the play entitled The Audition by Gavin Hollerwood.
Well, how apropos.
However, the line between what's real and what's the audition quickly blurs as he asks to use a chair. The producers, played by Dino Stamatopoulos and Bob Odenkirk, are continually baffled as Denny's monologue seems to be just improvisation.
Seriously, can I use it? Hello? I need it for the audition. Could somebody answer me? Jesus, talk to me. I'm a human being up here, for God's sakes. Don't just look at each other. Answer me. Can I use it?
The escalation throughout is practically flawless, as Denny gets further and further through the speech each time after they interrupt him, until they've finally seen enough. We don't know if we give him a call back, but the kid's got the goods.
We've seen enough. You got the goods.
Number 7, The Four Yorkshire Men, Various. We've all heard older people talk up their difficulties during childhood, like they're delivering some kind of weird flex.
We never had a cup. We used to drink out of a rolled-up newspaper. The best we could manage was to suck on a piece of damp cloth.
This classic British comedy sketch, first debuting on At Last the 1948 show, but often associated with Monty Python, takes this idea to a ridiculous extreme. A group of 4 well-off men from Yorkshire sit around drinking.
You were lucky to have a house. There were 26 of us in one room. No furniture, half the floor were missing. We were all huddled in one corner for fear of falling.
After waxing nostalgic, they start trying to outdo the others by relating how terrible their lives growing up in poverty were. Each of their claims becomes increasingly bizarre, like having to eat gravel or work 29 hours a day. Each performance allows for some variation, but all of them are basically the same unbelievably funny sketch.
I had to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock at night, half an hour before I went to bed, eat a lump of cold poison, work 29 hours a day down mill and pay mill owner for permission to come to work, and when we got home, Our dad would kill us and dance about on our grave.
Number 6, Citizen Kane, The Kids in the Hall. Kevin McDonald and Dave Foley play a couple of guys having lunch.
So it was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie, but how often do you see a great movie?
Oh, I saw a great movie last night. Yeah, it was on the Late Show. It was what was it called?
Dave's character mentions watching a movie the previous night, whose name he can't remember. From his description, Kevin's character realizes immediately that he's describing Citizen Kane. However, Dave refuses to admit he's wrong, despite being told repeatedly.
This is definitely Citizen Kane, then. You're talking about Citizen Kane.
No, but it's something like that.
The situation escalates until Kevin turns violent and shows Dave that he's wrong. Not only do the sketch's stakes and laughs rise perfectly, it's also tremendously relatable. We've all been here before, and sure, most of us probably don't go to the extremes of Kevin's character.
Would you mind just calling me what are they called? An
ambulance?
No, I want
Do you want two guys in the van to come and take care of your hand and bring you to a hospital?
Yes, exactly, yes.
Then you want an ambulance.
No, I don't.
But if we had to compare this sketch to a film, it'd be... oh, dang it, what was it called again? Number 5, Substitute Teacher, Key and Peele. Simple ideas executed well are always going to find success. This sketch follows Keegan-Michael Key as Mr. Garvey, a substitute teacher with experience teaching in the inner city.
All right, listen up, y'all. I'm y'all's substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. I taught school for 20 years in the inner city, so don't even think about messing with me.
However, he runs into unexpected problems taking roll call. His loudish and unruly students insist on strange pronunciations of their names, like Aaron and Blake, instead of the objectively correct way, Aaron and Balake.
Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Blake?
What? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
Because we could go to war.
No.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
Mr. Garvey's gradually increasing wrath is hysterical, and the sketch is endlessly quotable, to the regret of many who share the characters' names. And it seems many people agree, considering its hundreds of millions of views on YouTube.
Timothy.
Present.
Thank you.
Number 4, More Cowbell, Saturday Night Live. Basically, from the moment this sketch aired, everyone became obsessed with it.
All right, guys, I think we're ready to lay this first track down. By the way, my name is Bruce Dickinson. Yes, the Bruce Dickinson. And I gotta tell you, fellas, you have got what appears to be a dynamite sound.
The scene purports to show the recording of Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper, overseen by fictional producer Bruce Dickinson, played by Christopher Walken. While fictional band member Gene Frankel's Cowbell playing annoys his fellow bandmates, Dickinson can't get enough.
It was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
Between Will Ferrell's hilariously over-the-top cowbell playing and Walken's many iconic lines, we're surprised the rest of the cast held it together as well as they did, which isn't much. The More Cowbell sketch became not only an instant classic of sketch comedy, but also led to catchphrases and became one of the 21st century's earliest memes. You gotta have more cowbell, baby.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Number 3, The Dentist. The Carol Burnett Show. Mr. Schlesinger, played by Harvey Korman, has a toothache and goes to a dentist.
Dr. Kiefer will be with you in a minute.
Dr. Kiefer? What happened to Dr. Burmar?
Oh, he's out of town. He's breaking in a new partner, his son-in-law.
The problem is that Dr. Kiefer, played by Tim Conway, is new at his chosen profession. Well, that's the first problem, at least. Dr. Kiefer reveals new issue after new issue as Schlesinger writhes in pain.
If we're going to pull her out, we'll have to have those pulley things. These pulleys and, let's see, pinchy things. And the little picky things.
From Kiefer being more experienced with treating dogs to having to look up how to do things, every time you think he can't be a worse dentist, he somehow one-ups himself. By the time he accidentally injects himself with Novocaine, the audience is howling with laughter, and Corman is fighting for his life too. Good luck trying to keep a straight face watching this sketch, because it's impossible.
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
Number 2, Dead Parrot Sketch, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Often regarded as the greatest Monty Python sketch, this routine sees a customer, Mr. Praline, played by John Cleese, attempt to return a recently purchased parrot to a pet shop.
I wish to complain about this parrot what I purchased not half an hour ago from this very boutique.
Oh, yes, the Norwegian blue. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It's dead, that's what's wrong with it.
The shopkeeper, played by Sir Michael Palin, refuses to admit the obvious. The bird's dead, despite the so-called Norwegian blue being nailed to its perch and as stiff as a board, as well as Praline's many colorful descriptions of it being unalive. The shopkeeper remains determined to keep his sale.
Now that's what I call a dead parrot.
No, it's stunned.
Look, my lad, I've had just about enough of this. That parrot is definitely deceased.
The sketch has been performed by the duo many times, with many variations, particularly on the ending. But what hasn't changed is the sketch's brilliance or its legacy. The parrot may have given up the ghost, but his impact on comedy will never die.
I wanted to be a lumberjack.
I'm sorry, this is irrelevant, isn't it?
Yes! A lumberjack!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Who's on First? Various. Devised by Bud Abbott and Costello, the Who's on First sketch sees Abbott's character try to explain the names of baseball players at various positions to Costello.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
Unfortunately, each of the players have names like who, what, and I don't know. Naturally, misunderstandings ensue, sometimes about the word naturally. The gradually escalating frustrations are flawless, and the timelessly clever wordplay never fails to make us laugh.
Who's on first?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, don't change the players.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy.
What's the guy's name on first base?
What's the guy's name on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
This is maybe the most famous and ingenious comedy sketch ever created. While Abbott and Costello performed it many times, and it has been imitated or referenced even more, it will never lose its appeal. Its appeal is the umpire, by the way.
I don't care.
Oh, that's a shortstop.
If you feel there's a sketch we forgot, be sure to let us know in the comments.
Why don't you lay down that cowbell right now? With us. Together.